Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're from. My name is Tomi, Tomi Solanke. I am the CEO of Trove, but I'm also the annoying personality that sends you mails like every single morning, afternoon, night. So I'm the person that tracks you every second of the day and sends us annoying but super informative emails. So the concept of today's conversation pretty much is one, to give you an overview of what we try to do from the inception with Trove, what we try to do with what we're currently doing with 2.0, um, issues that we've identified with 2.0, and getting your mind on whether 2.0 even answers all of the questions that you have with regards to investing and investment in general. Also, to run you through some of the features and also how to understand how to work those features. So it's not just stating those features, but some usability, the experience around some of those features. Some people have said, uh, I like this feature. I don't know how to access this feature. So this is a forum to actually just speak through some of these features and actually point you in the right direction with how to access the features. And lastly, I would take your questions with regards to any issues that you have with the current app, any features that you would like to see, any upgrades that you would like to see with regards to the current app, and just anything in general. And then we could have some small chats. It's not supposed to be a conversation. Hopefully, it's a conversation that wouldn't last for more than I would imagine 15-20 minutes tops. I would restrict the amount of people that would ask questions. Hopefully, so we don't end up having an open-ended conversation that doesn't end in any time or doesn't benefit anyone. So depending on the size of the space at the end of the when we are closing out, we would then determine whether it's 5 people versus whether it's 10 people that we could cater to. I know everybody here is busy, so and tomorrow is a Monday, so um, I think let's get on with it. So once again, my name is Tomi. Like I said, for those who missed it earlier, the guy that sends the annoying emails, very funny, informative, annoying emails. I use the word annoying because I see on Twitter, I see lots of people say, Tomi from Trove, please get out of my box. In a very sarcastic way, probably because of the frequency, and the tone at which, with which some of these emails are sent. So yes, straight to the history of Trove. Essentially, what we tried to do with 1.0, even when we started Trove, was to democratize investing. And when I say democratize investing, was to allow everyone, irregardless or irrespective of how much you're earning and where you stay, access global opportunities. Popular story I say was 2014, 2015. I saw a tweet from Chamath Palihapitiya, saying buy Amazon. I couldn't do it. And then there were thousands of people, in Nigeria, on Naira land, even people outside of Nigeria on Quora, looking to do the exact same thing that couldn't do that. And so that's really where the problem statement came from. Trying to solve my own problem, but at the same time, seeing something that was a problem for people, not just in Nigeria, thousands, tens of thousands of people, in fact, not just within Nigeria, but also across the continent. Also came together with a bunch of amazing people, and across the team, we're 4 people that actually founded or started Trove across the team. Finance people, people that have heavy startup experience, and people that have operations experience and tech experience, ex UBS investment bank, ex Goldman Sachs employees, ex IHS Market employees, and lots of people, across, all four of us. It's been, a fair amount of Wall Street experience, building companies, working with early stage companies and technology. So we all decided to come together to solve, a problem that we thought could be very monumental, not just for ourselves, but for people, across the continent. Moving on to 2.0, we started out, 1.0 with that in mind. And, part of the evolution is people want, additional features. You have key learnings that you take away from the first version of the product. And you have, as the market continues to evolve, as opportunities continue to open up, you continue to see ways of helping your users become more financially independent, right? How can we equip people with tools to allow them access more markets? How can we equip people with tools to allow them become more financially literate? How can we equip people with tools to allow them move their money a little more freely, and doing all of that with an app seamlessly? And so that was where 2.0 came out, or the idea for 2.0, coupled with all of the feedback from, hundreds of thousands of people. That was the starting point for 2.0. However, after much, building and pushing out the app, we then began to see, questioning here and there, asking about, how do I find this? This is an unfamiliar user experience. I don't understand how to find X anymore. One thing I would say is we understand some of the complaints or the issues people are having readjusting to, a completely new UI or user experience. But I'll say one thing I've been re-echoing to people for, the last couple of days, especially people that are finding it, I won't say difficult, because, they walk through and they get it eventually, but they ask me a question: why did you people even, redesign this entire thing? It's for the benefit of everybody. If you see the way we scattered a lot of the things that were in 1.0, so there were things that we isolated, there were things that we added or layered specific functions on top of, is because we see a future of a 3.0, a 4.0, and things that will be beneficial for everyone that uses the app, myself inclusive, moving forward. So I know there's been quite a number of issues with regards to the app. We've worked through quite a number of these issues. Some of the issues are around usability. We've tried to put out, material to explain how people can find what they're looking for. And for many other people, it's just a case of them just moving through the app or just playing with the app, fiddling with the app quite a little bit. And then, within a, 30 minutes, 1 day, 30 minutes, 1 hour period, a lot of people actually figured it out themselves. Now, there are other people that were resistant to even anything changing at all and said, please, I don't even understand what I'm seeing. It's a little too complete. I don't even want to think about it. Please give me my old app. To those people, one thing I would say is, we would try to help, just in case you go through that 1 hour cycle of playing around with the app and you don't understand it. We will try to help by providing as much educational resource as we can, explainer videos, blog posts, hosting things like this or forums like this on Twitter and outside of Twitter too. But then at the end of the day, I believe, and the rest of the team believes, that, I think it will be beneficial for everybody. And we would get back, or we'll get to a very vibrant and happy place with regards to the product that has been built. And I believe that people will, begin to see how much value or how much prospect lies in, what we've actually begun with the app. So again, like I said earlier, if you had any issues, most of the issues with the app has been fixed. So as we found people reported issues, we walked through a lot of these issues day and night. I'm sure people that, in fact, I remember, about a couple of days ago, we had to rework a particular section of the app from the ground up, just to create something in between for people that were used to the 1.0, and people that are, trying to adjust to the 2.0. So we had to rework an entire section of that. But we believe that, as I said earlier, hopefully with your help, with your support, with your advice, with your continuous communication or communicating with us, we would get to a place of perfection with regards to, the product, and hopefully continue to lay and build, more amazing things, into the future. So if you have any issues, specific issues that still linger during the Q&A, I would be happy to take some of those issues, pen it down. Also, you can reach out to us via Telegram. We're on Telegram. We have a 5,000 community strong Telegram group. We also are active on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, even Facebook. Also, you can reach us via email. For people that don't have a lot of these channels, it is at Trove Finance on Twitter. It is Trove Finance on Instagram. And also, you can do the same search on Facebook for Trove Finance too as well. For emails, it is hello@troveapp.co. If you feel like either option, works for you, that would be, you pick whichever one works for you. If you don't like either of the three, we also have a phone number, phone line that is dedicated support, active throughout the business day. So if you have any feedback, any complaints, please, feel free to reach out anytime. I'm active on Telegram myself. I'm not as active on social media like, Twitter, Instagram, but I'm active on Telegram. And so if you have any issues, if you stay on Telegram for at least one day, I'm very sure you'd see my comments every now and then. I try to stay as close to the community as I can, because I understand that, first of all, leaders lead from the front. So that's the first thing. And so I want to get a first-hand understanding of whatever issues you have. And it's not just issues. Everything doesn't have to be problematic. If you have recommendations, maybe perhaps you use an app, in Latin America, or use an app in, someplace in Asia, and you want, something specific, or you see something with the UI or UX process of the app, and you feel like, okay, you know what, this can be beneficial to, to myself. And when I say myself, I mean you making the comment, and to other people, please feel free. We are very open people, happy to receive feedback and happy to implement, the feedback. So it's not just listening to the feedback you have, but happy to implement the feedback. So without, just, belabeling, some of the points, I would go straight into a run through of some of the features on the app. And I would try to explain as much as I can over, audio, about how you can find some of those features. So one of the things that we introduced, one of the features that we introduced that I'm personally excited about, and a lot of people on the team were excited about too, and also people that were in our test environment are our small testing community excited about, was the cards feature. And for the cards feature, one important thing was, the question we kept getting when we built 1.0 was, I have made gains on my assets. I've made gains on my stocks, right? How I need to take my money out to purchase something, whether something physical, whether something virtual. And the question was, can you make sure you send the money to my bank account as quickly as possible? I need to get the money to make bill payments or to, make some type of physical transaction, can you facilitate that quickly? And we got to thinking, instead of making people go through the stressful process of taking money out just to go somewhere else to fund a virtual card, or just to go somewhere else to open an account to fund a physical card, can we, make your lives a little easier, right? Can we enable, something that allows you within the app with the same type of experience, take from those gains? So you make $200. Can you take $50 out of the $200 to cater to, one of your everyday needs? And that's the reason why we built a card feature. Essentially, what the card feature is, it's a MasterCard. So you have the ability to generate, a virtual one for free. We're also, rolling out physical cards. Right now, it's in beta. There are a couple of people that have access to the physical ones. If you want, a physical card, I think the next step would be, you could send us a DM, or you could send us an email, or you could reach out to us, on any of the social media channels, or, like, Telegram, Facebook, IG, any of the ones I mentioned earlier. But for now, easily anyone can create a virtual card, and you could also request for a physical one. It's a MasterCard. You could fund it, same experience, fund in, Naira, have the dollar equivalent credited into the card. But I'm going to explain how that process works, right? So what we try to do again is allow you move money seamlessly across, all of the different, products that we have on the app, or, services that we have on the app. So to use the card, you have a US trading account, for example, on Trove. You have a Nigerian trading account. So for US trading accounts, your cash balance there is what you use to buy, the Amazons, the Googles, whatever stocks or whatever country. So it's denominated in USD. So it's equivalent to what you've always known as your USD wallet. So if you go to the app, for example, please, everybody that hasn't updated, we're still doing routine updates every other you know 24 48 hours. We'll probably not do that as frequently anymore. We've done that quite a bit over the last week, and the reason why we did that quite a bit over the last week was because we were trying to hit steady states. People kept saying, oh, I don't understand this. Can you guys work your user experience in such a way that it gives me some semblance of the first one that I understood? And so we've had to rework quite a lot, a couple of things. So we've done quite a number of updates. Also, people have said, oh, I can't log in, or my migration to 2.0 failed, or I had a glitch here. And so we've been working tirelessly to fix a lot of those things. But also, we've pushed out quite a number of updates. But the last update, the most recent update, is actually as steady as can be, or we've hit steady state a bit with that. You might see one or two other updates, just depending on some of the feedback that we also get, and that we would also get from conversations like this. If we feel is of benefit to the entire Trove community, we might integrate or embed that into a next update. So you might see one or two updates, but I think it's beneficial for you to go to the store and download the latest version of the app. So if you're using the latest version of the app, there's something called a vault. So there are quite a number of balances you have on the app. So you have something called a vault, which is something new that we introduced. You have something called a USD portfolio, which is equivalent to a USD balance. You have a Naira portfolio, which is equivalent to a Naira balance. And that's pretty much it. Then you have your demo portfolios, which have always existed on the app. You could fund your USD portfolio directly, so you could fund in Naira, same as before. So if you have the new version of the app, you click on the menu, you click on balances, you would see a couple of cards there. And what I mean by cards is you would see small square-like images that say Vault. Another says USD portfolio, another says Naira portfolio. If you click on, the vault, you have the option to fund the vault in Naira, and in dollars, you have the option to move money from the vault to your USD balance. You have the option to move money from your vault to your Naira balance. You have the option to send money, right? I would speak about that next. And then you have the option to withdraw from the vault. So essentially, you can think of all these balances kind of like the way you have a savings account with Bank ABC. So you open an account with Bank ABC, you have a savings account with Bank ABC, you have an NYSE account with Bank ABC, but at the same time, you have a corporate account with Bank ABC. But all those accounts still sit with Bank ABC. Essentially, what we're saying here is your vault, funds in your vault can be transferred across all of these different accounts. So if you need to trade your US stocks, as you've always done, you can fund the US directly. If you need to trade the Nigeria, you can fund it in Naira directly. If you need to withdraw from your US portfolio, same as before, you can withdraw to your Naira account, or you can withdraw to your domiciliary account. On the Naira portfolio side, you can withdraw in Naira alone. Now, the vault is the missing piece. The reason why we built the vault is because we decided to detach some transactions outside of your core brokerage type of functionalities. The vault is essentially closely works with the cards. So if you want to use a card on Trove, you want to fund your card, it funds your card balance, or it funds your balance, or it increases your balance by withdrawing from your vault. And you can fund the vault from your Naira account by transferring Naira, and then you do an FX swap. Says 1 Naira is XYZ dollar, or $1 is XYZ Naira, and then you fund the amount. Or you could fund any of your portfolios. You could be trading normally on US exchanges, or whatever exchanges you currently do. You sell the stock back, the funds come back as cash in your US portfolio. You could move the cash to your vault, right? So let's get the distinction clear. The USD portfolio is where you trade stocks, dollar denominated stocks out of. The Naira portfolio, your cash balance there is where you trade Naira denominated stocks out of. One is held in USD, one is held in Naira. The vault is held in USD too as well. But you can move from your Naira portfolio to your USD portfolio, and you can move from your USD portfolio to your vault. And you can move however you want to move. There is something called move funds on the balances section. So when you click on maybe Naira portfolio or USD portfolio, you click on move funds, it asks you want to move from where to where. It's zero cost, it's free, so you don't have to bother about any fees with that. So back to the cards. So once you have your vault funded, by any whether it's by moving funds or whether it's by direct transfer from your bank, if you go to the app, on the bottom section of the app, there is a menu type, it's on the app, right? On that section, like for example, when you log into the app, you land on an explore page, right? When you land on that explore page, there are 4 options at the bottom. One says portfolio, one says explore, one says cards, and one says messages. If you click on the cards option, it takes you to a section. If you've created your cards before, it shows you details of the cards. If you've not created cards before, it would ask you to upload. It will ask you to upload a passport photograph. Once you do that, once you scale through that process, then the card gets created. What you do when you get there is there are 2 buttons there. There is something called send cash to card, and there's retrieve cash from card. Send cash to card essentially means you want to fund the card, and you fund the card from your vault balance. So remember what I said earlier, right? You're either moving funds or funding your vault directly, primarily for the card, right? And there are other use cases for the vault too as well, which I'll go to later on. So you do send cash to card, and when you do send cash to card, what happens essentially is it will ask you you know, how much do you want to take from your vault balance? You say, oh, my vault balance has $100. Let me take $50. And then automatically within, a second, 2 seconds, it automatically funds your card, right? There is something called get card details at the bottom of the screen too as well. If you click on that, that brings all of the details that you would require if you need to make online transactions. It will tell you the card number, your expiry date, your CVV, billing address, and zip code. You can then, use all of this to consummate transactions on the internet. Think paying your Netflix, think paying for your Apple Music, think paying on Amazon. Pretty much works everywhere. I think we tested it for, on I think 100 sites, literally, site to site to site to site, doing, $2 transactions, $5 transactions, $50 transactions. So that works across board. So you could use that and, fund that anytime, move balances in the card and take balances out of the card. So you see something called retrieve cash from card. What that does essentially takes away from your card balance and puts it back in the vault. And from the vault, you can say, okay, I want to take $100 from my cash back from my card. You put it back in your vault. And once it gets back to your vault, you say, I want to move $50 of the $100 to my USD trading account. You do that. I want to move $50 of the $100 to my Naira trading account. And what that does is it applies a conversion rate and gives you the Naira equivalent in cash, right? So you could move money, however you want, for like a wide range of, functions, some that I've spoken about, some that I'll continue to speak about. The conversation goes on. So that's for the cards. I don't want to be just go on and on about the same thing. Hopefully you've been able to understand how to use that. A second thing is that I'm personally, excited about is peer-to-peer transfers. And what happens essentially is users of Trove are able to transfer funds to other users of Trove, and you have to be verified users. You can't send money outside of the Trove ecosystem. So it's not like we would ask you, you want to send to Ifeanyi Mustafa. Please, Ifeanyi Mustafa should give you his bank account details, and then you go on Trove, and then you can. No, that's not how it works. How it works is essentially you have funds in your vault. So you can only do peer-to-peer transfers again from your vault, right? So I've said two things that the vault works for. One is cards, right? So your cards, your Trove cards are funded from your vault, and you can withdraw funds back from your Trove card back to the vault. Peer-to-peer transfers, same way. You want to transfer money to, your friend that's on Trove, to make a trade, for example. You go to your vault. Once you go to the app, once you go to your once you go to your vault, you make sure there's a sufficient enough balance there. Once there is a sufficient enough balance there, you go to the balances section. So you could check your vault balance from the balances section. So you click on your menu, click on balances. It tells you all the balances that you have across all these different accounts, right? You're in your vault. There is something called send money, right? Send money there. When you click on the vault section, you click on send money. Once you click on send money, it asks you the email address of the Trove user or the phone number of the Trove user. Once you enter the email address, if the email address is valid, it will bring up the person's name and say, give you a, check or a tick sign saying that, thumbs up, this person is a valid Trove user. You then select the amount, and in less than a minute, the person on the other end gets the funds, and they could also use it however they want. They could use it to trade, they could use it to fund their card, or they could send it to their sister that's also on the Trove app. So essentially, they have their vault funded. The next thing is, sorry, it looks like my internet connection went off. Really. I don't know whether everyone can hear me. Is the idea of cash is very beautiful. The idea of cash is quite good, great. But we felt, can you give people gifts that last a lifetime? Gifts that, they call it, as far as like when I tell people, I say, can you give me the gift that keeps on giving? So you give me $50, I could, multiply that into $100. I could multiply that into $75. Give me that as a birthday gift. You are my friend for life. You're my brother for life. You're my sister for life. And so that was the mindset behind that. Instead of gifting just cash, some people say cash is thoughtful. Some people say cash is not thoughtful. It's not a thoughtful gift. So what we decided to do was, can you gift any amount of stocks to a friend, family, or just anybody, from one or two clicks? And that's where the stock gifting feature came about. What that allows you to do, you could send stocks, to fractional stocks or whole stocks, or whatever amount you have, to any friend, or family, as I mentioned earlier. To access stock gifts, hopefully you're using the latest version of the app. You click on the menu button. When you click on the menu button, you click on stock gifts. Once you click on stock gifts, you click on send a stock gift. Once you click on send a stock gift, same as peer-to-peer transfers, it will ask you for the email address or phone number of the user. Once you click on that, it also verifies or validates that the person is on Trove. Once the person is on Trove, then you could click continue. It will ask you, how much you're trying to buy or how much of the stock you want to send, to the person. Once you enter that detail, ask you what stock you want to send to the person. So you select the stock that you want to give to the person and the amount of that stock that you want to give to the person. And then you just pretty much complete it. Now, stock gifting also works with your vault, right? So it works with the cash in your vault too as well. So I've said 3 cases for the vault, or 3 use cases for the vault. One is funding your cards, your Trove cards, which, at the end of the day, or the other end, can be used, for online transactions across multiple sites. So we've tested it with Eniza, Alibaba, tested it with Amazon, tested it with, and when I say Amazon, Amazon video subscription, Prime subscription, paying for actual physical goods on Amazon. Tested it with Netflix, tested it with Apple Music, Deezer, everything that you think about. It's a MasterCard, fully functional, works across board. So the Vault funds that. The Vault also allows you to do peer-to-peer, send money to your friends and family. The Vault also allows you gift stocks to friends and family too as well. So you, like I said earlier, you click on the, send a stock gift, and then you select the amount, select the stock, and in less than a minute, your friend or family or whoever, boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, friend, colleague, has XYZ stock settled into their trading account, within a business day. The person gets the notification that they have received a gift from XYZ person. And what they do inside their app is, when they go to stock gifts, also there is a send. So there are 2 things when you click on stock gifts. You get received and sent. So if I send a stock gift to Jackson Chukuma Namdi, right? Or, I'm just trying to get a name that is, both cuts across different tribes. But it's not a gift to somebody. The person goes to their received stocks and then they redeem that gift. And that's pretty much the process. So they redeem the gift whenever they want. If the person has not redeemed the gift, you have the ability to cancel the gift too as well. And the funds just come back to your vault. So that's pretty much how that works on a high level. It's pretty straightforward. Once you click on the menu, stock gifts, and then you could play around, and then try to look at what you've received, what you've sent. There's a complete history of all of that there. So hopefully that helps. Another thing that we're interested or we're very excited about is price alert notifications. And what we did with that was, without you having to monitor the markets or even input anything, we take your watch list and we take stocks that you bought, and then we send you triggers. We send you notifications, based on certain triggers that we set ourselves. A big trigger for us is 5%. A big trigger, 2.5%, 5%, 10%. Those are like major moves. And when I say, it can be minus, that's down on the downtrend, on the uptrend. So it could be your stock declines by 5%, without even you having to set a notification. If that thing is in your watch list, or if that stock is something you've bought or you hold, we trigger a notification telling you XYZ has lost 5%. So even if you're not watching the market, you then you're informed about what's happening with that position. So if you have 100 positions, sometimes it can be really difficult monitoring what's happening with all of these positions, right? So what we do is, in your settings, you can switch that off if you don't want to receive the notifications at all. But if it's on, we trigger push notifications to you. Your phone just sends beep, XYZ has gone down by 5%, it's gone down by 10%, and it continues to do that as the stock continues to decline. It's gone up by 5%. It's gone up by 10% too as well. So if you choose to buy more, you choose to offload your positions, without you having to make any specific or take any specific actions, we send all of that information to you automatically. So we feel, the reason why we did that was we feel that people live like very busy lives, and it was very important to embed ourselves into your lives in such a way that it makes things easier for you. So instead of you tracking the stock or the price of a stock and trying to say, oh, when it hits XYZ amount, how do I know? Or what we did was take away all of that stress from you, and specific uptrends, downtrends, when it hits specific thresholds, you receive notifications. If you have 100 stocks, you receive on all of those stocks if they decline significantly, if they increase significantly too as well. As they continue to increase or as they continue to decline, you continue to receive notifications that inform you about the next thing to do. So if you're at work, you're a busy professional, you don't need to think extensively about what's happening with the market, right? If the stock is 5% less, I want to buy more. Automatically, you get the notification, you could buy more. And then you could buy more as you could price yourself, or, continue to dollar cost average as, the stock continues to move. So one other thing, it's not inside the app, is we have something called I'm trying to figure out the most untechnical way to put it, but we have APIs. APIs essentially are, you're trying to build a product, a product, and you want investment or anything investing inside the product. So you can think you're a fintech, you're a broker dealer, you're an asset manager, you're a bank, whatever it is that you are. There's something we call it trading as a service. Essentially, we have a suite of APIs, and APIs are like just I'm thinking of the easiest way of putting it. API for beginners. Let me see. If you put an apps function the back end, by leveraging on APIs. So if you have a fintech app and you're interested in allowing your users, access anything that you see on Trove, whether you want your users, you have one product, and yeah, fintech, bank, broker dealer, asset manager, then the Trove API is something that you probably would like to look at or want to look at. And by integrating the API, you have access to markets, stock markets, products are available on Trove too as well. And quite a number of things that we're looking to build in the future as well. Currently, we work with more than 10 of the most interesting financial institutions, in the country, whether doing private betas with some of them, go live with some of them, or concept type stage, conceptualizing like how their products will work, for some of them too as well. So it's some are just more, we're working with them to figure out their UI UX. Some are more, we have a ready product that is in beta. Some are, one or two are live, and some are on the verge of go live as well. So that's another thing that we introduced with this. It's not inside the app, but it's also something that we thought could be beneficial for the ecosystem as a whole. So it's called Trading as a Service. It's a suite of APIs created by Trove, and then we expose to people that are building amazing things that we think will shape the future too as well. Also, we started corporate accounts quite a while ago. So if you are a business, you have the ability to own other businesses, right? So something we continue to say is let your business own other businesses. You own a hospitality business. Is it possible for you to own some of the stocks of the big companies in the hospitality sector? You run a finance business, or a fintech app or something. Is it possible for your business, let's say that's the name of your business, to own stocks in Square, own stocks in PayPal, and you do that as a corporate as opposed to an individual? So that's what we tried to do with that. We added some color to the corporate account with the 2.0 launch as well. So their added functionalities more in terms of amount of stocks, in terms of the sophistication, and the tools available to you as a corporate, and plus quite a number of other things that are so beneficial. We added all of that to our corporate service, corporate account service. To access the APIs or corporate accounts, you can reach out through any of our social media channels, and you would be directed appropriately. Or another easy route is sending an email. So either of the two, email, phone call, social media, and you would be pointed in the right direction. There are quite a number of other things on 2.0, like real-time pricing, and so I'm sure if you open the app during trading hours now, you see the stocks. So you might see something. There are stocks that move more than others. So let's say you open Apple stock, you see the price go 156.01 to 156.03 to 156.02 to 156.07, and you're seeing all of that action in real time. So that's also something that we really reworked and we thought with 2.02 as well. So you see literally the price is blinking like you are trading on the floor of the exchange itself. There are quite a number of amazing things on 2.0. I really don't want to spend the whole of today talking about the app, but I just really want to thank everybody that has downloaded the app, people that have given feedback. Your feedback continues to be implemented as we move along. We've implemented quite a lot of things that people have said. We've tried to meet a lot of people at the middle. We've thought about, we've had to rethink a lot of things. We had a community for testing, and we tried to get feedback prior to building the app. But even after pushing out the app, people had all sorts of opinions, and a lot of those opinions too were valid. And so we try to incorporate as much as we can, or as much as we think cuts across the the entire Trove community as we progress on a day to day, literally. So like I said earlier at the beginning of the conversation, if you have anything, please feel free to reach out. We're a human business. We're happy to interact with you. We're happy to make jokes, listen to you, and not just listen to you, but incorporate the things that would make your life easier. So please feel free to reach out. If you need me to re-echo any of those things, maybe after the Q&As, we could do that. Also, for people that have had glitchy experiences, we've worked on like fixed probably 90+% of all of the issues that people have highlighted. And for those that have not been captured, so if you capture anything else, like I think so I'll continue to say that please reach out to us. We apologize, if the process is a little new. We are happy to help you as much as we can, or handhold you as much as we can. And if there was an issue with your account, we apologize for that issue. We do not take users for granted. We don't take you for granted. We built the app out of very intentionally. We built the app to actually, make investing a little more seamless, to make people more financially literate. Oh, one thing I totally forgot. There's also something we introduced called Trove University. I really like. So it's a bunch of courses that teach you about financial markets, about stocks, bonds, investing in general. If you click on the menu tab, there's something called Learn. When you click on Learn, you have it's like you're going to school. It teaches you. Course one is XYZ, right? And then you read the course, and then you can go to the next course, and then you can go to the next course. It's literally like you're in school. Maybe let's say you're studying econ. It's like econ 101, econ 102, econ 103, and it's just very interesting information that would give you better insight and context into the markets. So please check that out too as well. It's called Trove University, but on the app, if you click on the menu, you will see something called Learn. If you click on Learn, please go through the course. It will help your investing journey as well. I remember seeing a joke yesterday. Somebody said, "Oh, this course is really informative," or "This set of courses are just so informative." I feel like I let me go and work with a hedge fund right now. Let me go and work on Wall Street right now. Trove, are you guys going to give me a certificate after finishing this course, this set of courses, right? So it is very interesting. I think it's very beneficial to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for listening. What we're going to do is Q&As. So if you have any specific question about any feature, if you have any complaints about the app, please feel free to voice the complaints. We might not be able to take everything because, it's already night, or it's already nighttime and people need to go to bed and prepare for work tomorrow. So what we're going to do is, let me see how many people we have here. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's try to take as many as we can. Probably somewhere between 5 and 7 questions, or let me say 7 questions. So whether it's a recommendation, whether it's a complaint, or whether you don't understand something, or whether you just want to ask me something random. Please, let's not make the complaints too much, because there are channels that would be more productive for complaints. I've mentioned, social media. I've mentioned, email, phone calls. Literally, we are happy to jump on a call with you for 10-15 minutes to make sure your problems are solved, or any issues you have with the app, get solved. I'm not sure we can stay 10-15 minutes addressing one issue here. So let's try to be a little constructive, with the way we ask the question. But if it's a very short complaints, please feel free to make it so as well. So I would be adding, whoever. I'm seeing a couple of requests for people wanting to ask questions. So I would add them as speakers right now. So if you have any comments or questions or anything to say, please make a request to speak, and then I would add you as a speaker. So I think the first person I see here is Tobaloba. Sorry, I don't want to spoil your name, but it looks really funky name. Tobaloba Shoba Doba with a cool face emoji. All right. Hi, Toba. So I'm adding you as a speaker right now. Toba, can you unmute? Okay, I might have to unmute everybody, but please, please, just so I don't have to mute everybody again, can we just listen to those that have questions, just so we can round this out quickly.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Tomi. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm
Good evening,
unmuted
Toba.
now. Yeah, I'm going to go straight to the
Awesome.
point. So I upgraded my application, my Trove app, and when I tried to log in, it was telling me I should input an OTP sent to my mail. I got the OTP and I was trying to input the OTP, but it was telling me invalid token, and it was the exact 6-digit code I inputted in the Trove app, but it was telling me invalid token. So I don't know the problem. Maybe it was the technical glitch or it's from my end.
Okay, thanks for that, Toba. I would be happy to take the I'll be happy to take the issue offline. Please send me. You could send me a DM, or you can send us a DM, and then we'll be on the lookout for
Okay, I'll do
your
that.
yes specifically, and be rest assured that we would help rectify. It's not a common problem, but full disclosure, I've seen one or
Okay.
two people mention the exact same thing. So there are a couple of reasons why that happens. Maybe there's a time lag, between, because there's a timer on the screen, for example. Some people press the timer or press the request twice, and it sends the OTP, but maybe they get one earlier than the other. But we'll dig in. I think just send us a DM. I
Okay, I'll
personally
do
will
that
take a
now.
look. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that and make sure like the issue you have is rectified.
Okay, thanks so much. That was my
Thank-
only question.
Thanks a lot, Soba. So I think the next person here I see here is I think I'm not sure who came first, whether it was Mayo or Ama. Okay, let's take Mayo. I think Ama will do Ama next. Ama Jim. So let's take the Mayor of Apapa. Mayor of Apapa, the floor is yours. Yes, Mayor, we can hear you. How's Apapa?
Yeah, very well.
How's it
Everything
going?
is fine. Everything is fine. Thank you. Yeah, so I
Awesome.
first of all, I think I need to commend you. I think I prefer this 2.0 over the older version. I think it's the experience is superb. I think I have to commend you on that first and foremost. Then two, there's one feature I enjoy. I think I haven't seen on the 2.0. That's the the gainers, like the live gainers. I think I used to follow that feature a lot on the older version, like gainers, midday gainers. That I don't know, maybe it's there on the app, but I didn't find it. So can you help on that, please?
Okay. Okay, so when you say the gainers, do you mean, I think the old app where you open the app, it says top gainers. Is that what you meant?
I think hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it yeah,
Can you?
I can hear you now.
Oh, oh, okay. So I think what I would assume what you meant is the old version, the 1.0 version of the app. When you open the app,
Yeah.
there was something called top
Yes.
gainers.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so there's actually something called top movers on this app, which is essentially the stocks that people are buying and selling the most, the ones that people are buying the most for the
Yeah.
day.
Not trending. That's
Um,
different from trending. Not talking about the trending.
yes. So you want to see the stocks that are doing the most
Yes.
for that day
Yes.
first.
Yes. I think that
Okay,
inspires
okay,
my activity somehow sometimes.
okay. But sometimes you can enter a
I
well by
understand,
following what.
I guess, but it's very important for
but
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Valid. So, rest assured, I'll take that back to the team, and we'll figure out how to bake that in,
All right. Thanks. Thanks,
somewhere
Elijah.
into the app again.
I appreciate this.
Not
Thank you.
not a
Bye.
problem. Anytime. Please feel free reach out anytime you have any thing, comment, complain, issue via DM, or if you're on Telegram, I'm active on Telegram. You can send me a DM anytime.
That's all right.
Caveat: I don't reply immediately sometimes because I'm juggling a million and one things. But I try to be as active as I can
Perfectly understood.
with the community myself. So please send me a message.
All right, that's appreciated.
Um,
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Good
Thanks a
night.
lot, Mayor. Yeah, sure. So I, as promised, I'm Jim. You're next up.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Oh, well. Hello, how you doing? Just wanted to ask a quick question. I've been admiring your platform for a while. I've been getting your emails for a long while, and I've always been very curious to know, with all the access that you have with the stocks and payments like Mastercard, Visa, and so on. People being able to cash out from the platform and peer-to-peer transactions and all that. Do you partner with these entities? Do you partner with like Mastercard? Do you partner with Visa? This gift card companies, Amazons. Like, do you partner with them in a way that gives you the access to or the ability to integrate the transaction mechanics into your platform, or is it just something that can be easily done because you're a fintech business? Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Amma. So most of what we do is, heavily, I would say, like heavily regulated. So most of the we don't just pick things that we see off the internet or whether APIs or off the internet. There's some type of scrutiny that we have to go through before even thinking of integrating anything. So what we do essentially is, most times it's a direct partnership with a lot of these people. And then if we don't directly integrate with some of these people, we have somebody that we also have a close integration with, or deep integration into, that is a direct licensee of whatever company, and then we leverage on their own technology too as well. But quite a lot of the things that we do within the Trove ecosystem are direct relationships most of the time. So either we figure out licensing by our own selves and build products by ourselves as Trove, or we leverage on somebody that does a business completely different but that we think will be beneficial for Trove users, and then we have a partnership and a direct integration, a tight integration into our ecosystem too as well. Or we leverage on somebody that has a license with any of the parties that we are looking to work with. There are some things that are core businesses for us. Trading is our core business, but there are things that we also feel are beneficial to every Trove user. So, for example, sending funds is not our core business, but we also, heard that bit, by conversations, like we heard our users, when people say clearly, "Oh, I can't receive funds. Can my brother send me funds?" We heard all of those cries and said, "Okay, let's implement that." The card thing too as well. Something very similar. So a lot of things are core to Trove. We try to build it ourselves and get licenses ourselves to do that. And some things that are not core, we work with people that have licenses to do that, or have regulatory clarity around building such a product. So I don't know if that answered the question.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because where I am, I use a platform called Cash App, and I kind of saw it, like from your conversation. I kind of felt like, oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of Cash App. So it was a very interesting mechanic to see happen on Trove. So yeah, but thank you for clarity. I appreciate that.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the question.
Welcome.
So anybody else? I think there's still a couple of people. So I would take probably 3 more, and then we would close out this space. So I would take Adeyemi Michael. I'll take Abiodun Bello, and then I would take Tola. So Adeyemi Michael, you're up next.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, sir. We can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Or good morning or afternoon. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
I really want to appreciate Mr. Tomi and the Trove family. I'm really impressed that I'm in this group. Actually, I have 2 questions. Number one, I tried to fund my Trove account. So it took me to I think I go through portfolio. And ever since the money has been hanging, I don't know how many days it will take, either 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours, that before the money will drop. That's one. Then number two, I want to partake in the card issue. I discovered that my photo has been uploaded for a very long time, and up till now, it has not yet completed. I don't know what is happening. Do I need to cancel or reload it again? Or please, I just want a clarity from that side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the questions. So I'll take the first one. The first one is typically funds enter your account. So on business days. And what I mean by business days is
Okay.
like Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And typically it takes 1 to 2 business days, but on the average it takes 1 day. 1 business day usually. So people that fund on Friday, for example, a lot of times complain that they don't see their deposits through the weekend. Banks are closed
Okay.
on weekends. So unfortunately, there's some, we still rely on like the financial system to a very large extent. So there are limitations on weekends. And so most people that fund, for example, on Monday, our ETA is usually 1 to 2 business days. So typically they see their deposits if you fund on Friday, typically you see it on Monday. If you fund on Thursday, it depends on the time. Typically you should see it on Friday, but the maximum you would see it is on Monday. If you fund on Monday, that's simple. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are business days. So it's either you see it on, fund on Monday, you see it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Sometimes, if the banks are really, our financial institutions I work with are really fast, you might even see it, before a 24-hour window. There are people that fund, on Monday at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and they say, oh, they've seen it by 5:30 p.m. The timelines are not cast in stone, so it's not like 1 to 2 business days cast in stone. Typically, for 70% of people, they see it within 24 hours, 1 business day. Some spill over to 2, and quite a number of people get it on the same day. But if it goes outside of that timeline, please feel free to reach out to us through any of our channels, and we'll make sure it gets fixed within the hour, or within the day. Depends on when you reach out. Yes, that's the first one. So available on social media. You can join our Telegram community too as well, or send us a DM, Twitter, Instagram, or you could call us on phone. Once it's outside of that window, we'll try to make sure it's resolved within the hour or maximum within the day.
Okay.
And the second one is the passport issue. I believe there might be an issue with. I imagine since you uploaded it since it was like probably days ago, a week ago. That's something that we need to look at. It's not been a recurring problem over the last at least 4 or 5 days. I think most people that had that issue had it on the first, second, I don't know whether the third day, which was a while ago, over a week ago. But please also, you could just send a DM with your name and the specific complaints. Just say, oh, I was one of the people that just spoke on Twitter Spaces. my name and email address are, XYZ, I would make sure the team looks at it. So for the next 30 minutes after these spaces, I would deliberately be looking at the DMs,
Okay.
and escalating, treating some of these things myself, or like escalating to the rest of the team to make sure it's sorted out.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I think next up is Abiodun Bello. Hello, Abiodun, you are up. Good evening, sir.
Good evening and good evening, everyone. Let me also thank and appreciate you for giving us this platform to talk concerning Trove 2.0. I think basically we've seen your efforts to resolve most of the problems or challenges people have reported. However, one feature I used to enjoy on the interface of Trove 1 was when you look at your portfolio page. At a glance, you will see a list of the stocks you own, and then the next column, you will see your balance. Then the next column, you will see if you're at red or you're on green. So in that case, you can just that first page of your portfolio, you can look at your stocks that are doing well, the ones that are not doing well, and how much you are short. So I think that feature is not on Trove 2.0, and sometimes one has to be opening all the stocks one by one. You can imagine someone that has up to maybe 20 stocks in his or her portfolio. So it's time consuming, and one is not able to appreciate that summary of how one is doing well. People have complained about that. I think Trove should try to redo that aspect. That's one. The second one is anytime you also open a stock on the fund on the portfolio page, the current price of that share of that stock is usually more prominent than even your own portfolio value. You see, your own portfolio value is just one value sitting down below. Why? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I think when you open your stock, click on that particular stock, your own portfolio, your own value should be prominent. All right. So those are the two questions I have. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. As regards the first one, I've taken that feedback very close to heart. We have the list of the stocks that are in the portfolio, but I see what you say when you say you also want to see the positions or the percentage gain without having to click inside. There was a user experience type of thing we're going for with this new app, but I definitely understand what you're saying. We'll figure out something, a bridge between the old one and the new one too as well. With regards to the second thing, comments too you made too as well about the portfolio, would see I'll talk to the rest of the team to see how we can highlight your position. It's actually on the page, but I also get you when you say you want it to be a little more prominent. So when you land on that page, you need to see it a little more clearly. So we'll figure out something around two of the issues you've mentioned. One might come in a next update, one might come in two updates, but be rest assured that we'll try to bake in as much as we can into an update or next update. But be rest assured that some of these things you mentioned will be put into the app moving forward. But yeah, really valid concerns. Thank you so much. Thank you for that feedback.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. looks like Tola has dropped off. So I think if anybody has any questions, please. We have a slot for one more person. I think I initially said that we're going to do about five people. Because time is far spent. If you have any question, please within the next 1 minute, please make a request to speak. Otherwise, we would wrap up the conversation for today. Okay. Looks like everybody is quite happy with where we are. Just to close out, thank you everybody for making the time for this event. We would be doing many more events like this, not just on Twitter, but across different platforms. As I said earlier, we run a very human business. So please, we would I'm happy to have conversations with people, whatever your deepest fear is with regards to investing, whatever your deepest issue is, your biggest issue is with regards to investing. If you hate something about the app, right? If you love something about the app, if you want something, put into the app or baked into the app, please feel free to reach out. I'm personally, like I said multiple times in the call, I'm personally available on Telegram. You could send a phone call. You could, make, a phone call and say you want to speak to me personally. If you feel the need to drop by our office, perhaps, you could do that if I'm around. We work, it's a hybrid type setup. So we work, quite a number of, days outside of the office too as well. Because that's typically what happens in the world. But, we're also in the office for like a good chunk of time too as well. So, please feel free to reach out to us on all of our social media platforms. Reach out to me personally on Telegram or join our Telegram group or community. If you don't have the link to the Telegram group or community, you could also send us a DM and somebody will send you that. You get real-time updates on what's happening with the markets. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to download Trove. We worked our referral program. And what happens, now is if you refer a friend to download Trove, before you used to get 5 free shares of, XY, Dangote Cement, GT Bank. Now we give you up to $50 of, stock in, some of the most amazing, US companies. So you could get, $10 of stock for free, $20, up to $50. You could get $5. The lowest you would get is $1. When you refer a friend to download Trove or to use Trove. So as I said earlier, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much for your continuous patronage. Thank you for your support. As said multiple times, please feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you for your time. Have a beautiful night or rest of your day, depending on where you are. And hopefully would speak soon. We'll be doing this more frequently, or as many times as we can, probably monthly or quarterly. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in and enjoy the rest of your night.